Hey guys, what is going on? My name's Tyler McNabb, and this is my YFZ 450R. So it's about a week after the last race. I got this thing all cleaned up, looking good, and in today's video, we are going to be putting on a couple new parts. Just one of them, just to make it look, or just to make it sound a little bit better, and then another part, some functional pieces as well to I mentioned in the last video that I wanted to make some tweaks, and so I got that as well. And so I won't stall any longer, I will just cut right into it. We have a brand new HMF Performance Series exhaust for the old YFZ, and yeah, it is looking pretty darn good. Full exhaust, of course, not messing with any slip-ons. We're doing the full thing, and decided to go with the Performance Series, or sorry, not the Performance Series, Competition Series is what this one is. And so I am very excited to run this. It is the same one that I've got on the 400EX. Great exhaust, just a little bit of a step up from the Competition Series, or sorry, the Performance Series, which is not their lower end exhaust, but it's just the one that you can like customize and stuff. And so on here right now, we have the HMF Borich Series exhaust, and nothing is wrong with it. I'm pretty much come to the conclusion, I think this is a slip-on, because it has like the three-piece pipe where it's got the muffler, it's got like a mid-section, and then it's got the main header. And so I think this is a slip-on. I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds good. It looks good overall. Just a little bit of wear and tear that your standard exhaust gets, but overall nothing's wrong with it. But I got an HMF sponsorship this year, and I wanted to grab me a fresh exhaust, so figured I might as well. So if you are interested in a YFZ 450R exhaust, I will have this one for sale. I'll probably list it for $300, but if you're watching this video, hit me up. I'll sell it to you for $250 plus shipping, of course, but $250 to you guys. If one of you wants it, it's yours. So hit me up for that. But other than that, we are going to be installing that exhaust today. That's going to be the main part of the video. The other piece that we're going to be installing, though, as well, is we have a Honda thumb throttle that we are going to be installing. So big shout out to Shane Cooper. He had a couple of these laying around, and I was able to get one off of him. But yeah, we're going to try that out, because the Yamaha throttles really just aren't that great. If you ask anybody out there, there's probably not a whole lot of people running stock Yamaha throttles. They're just really not the best. And so usually people either have a Honda or an LTR thumb throttle on them. And so of course, the Honda throttles are a little bit more common. So I figured I'd go ahead, pick up one of those, and we will try to slap that on in this video as well. But overall, should be a pretty good video. I'm going to get this old exhaust off real quick, and then hopefully we can get the new one on, start it up, see how it sounds. So let's get into the video. Okay guys, well, we got the exhaust all mounted up, we got our new throttle all mounted up, and we should be pretty much ready to fire this thing up. So we got our beautiful header pipe right here, looking absolutely beautiful. And then we got our muffler, that black powder coat, that HMF sticker, and of course you can't forget the chrome exhaust tip. Usually I'm not a fan of chrome, but this looks pretty darn good. I like it. So yep, we got that. And then as you saw, I had to do a little bit of work on this thing. Unfortunately, when I went to mount it up the first time, I was tightening down the clamp, and the clamp just like all of a sudden got super loose. And I figured out that the threads inside were just worn out. And so when you would screw it in a little bit, get it tight and stuff, and it would drop back out. So the screw would pop out when there was any sort of tension on it. So the threads were just bad. And so what I decided to do is, those are M5 threads, 5 by 0.8 or something millimeter. And so I just bumped up to the next size, which would be 6 millimeters, 6 millimeter by 1 millimeter. And so I went down to the hardware store, grabbed me a drill bit, a tap, and some oversized screws, and we're all good to go. So all mounted up now. We don't have any movement, and so far thumb placement feels pretty good. And so all I got to do is at this point is just try and ride with it. And the Honda throttle in general I think is better, but worst comes to worst, I can also get a TRX 90 lever, which is a little bit longer, and so it comes out just a little bit longer. I'm not sure exactly how much longer, but if I don't like this, that's probably my next thing I'll do, is go pick up one of those on Partzilla for like 20 bucks. So anyway, enough talking. We're going to push this thing over in the other side. We will get the tripod out, and we're going to get this thing fired up. So let's do it, see how it sounds. Okay guys, well, we got this thing over here. I'm going to turn on the key. We're going to get this thing fired up. And so when it's cold, it usually cranks over a couple times, so don't be too alarmed if it cranks over several times. Okay guys, well, as you saw, the thing fired up and she sounded good. I'm not sure what it's gonna sound like on camera, but it's definitely a lot more crisp than the old exhaust, and it's got a little bit of a deeper tone, it sounds like, but overall, pretty good. So come up here to the header pipe. As you can see, a nice golden color up here. We got some bluing going on from that toasty header pipe. We got our muffler back here looking good as ever still. And anyway, so something you guys probably couldn't see, and I'm not sure if I was recording at the time on video, is after idling for a while, the header pipe did start to glow a little bit. And before you guys freak out and say, oh my gosh, it's super lean, you need to richen it up right now, I am going to monitor it. However, that is normal for the YFZs. Believe it or not, the header pipe glowing, it happens every now and then, depending on your machine and stuff. And so if you don't believe me, look up BNR Motorsports on YouTube, and they have a couple videos on it that it's totally normal. It does happen. And so I think just to be safe, I may bump up the low end fuel just a little bit on the Vortex just to see what that does. But overall, I really don't think it is lean or very lean, because the throttle response is still super crisp. It's not missing out like it's lean. There's no lean bog or anything like that. It's still running great and all that stuff. So and then when like the fan kicks on and starts pushing some air over it, I wouldn't say it goes without, it stops being red, but it definitely, you can tell the header cools down. And then they say that once you start riding and stuff, the air flowing over it and stuff cools it down, and you don't even see it glowing. So, and plus I think it maybe has to do with also being a new pipe. Just that metal kind of has to wear in a little bit. But anyway, so that was one thing that came up. I am going to keep an eye on it, but I think overall I think it's fine. So we are going to keep an eye on that, but overall I think it's good. Plus, when it gets nice and toasty like that, you can see here we got that nice blue pipe and then that nice gold back here. A little bit of contrast, looking pretty good. So anyway, we got our exhaust installed. We got our throttle installed. Right now, I can't really tell much of a difference. I think I can tell a little bit of a difference. Like I feel like I can get more of my thumb on this one, whereas I was like right on the edge of the Yamaha throttle. So I think this definitely will help me out a little bit. But I really won't know until I get out and actually do some riding. And so there's a possibility that I could maybe ride in like at the end of this week. I'm filming this on a Saturday, so maybe like next Thursday, which is the Thursday right before the next extreme race. But we got a buttload of rain this weekend. Today was actually supposed to be the second round of IXCR, but it got postponed because of all the rain we got. We got somewhere in the neighborhood of at least 2, if not 3, close to 4 inches of rain over the last like 2 days or so. We got a lot of rain, and so they made a good call postponing that. But anyway, so since that got postponed, I was able to get this done today, and overall I think it turned out pretty well. Okay guys, well, I'm interrupting the outro of the previous video, or of this video, because some new stuff has come to light. And so I was talking about this thing possibly being lean, and well, just for my own sanity and kind of peace of mind, I decided to run out and do a plug chop real quick out on the road. So I let it warm up, went out. I think I was in 4th gear. I ran wide open throttle, shut the key off, and came in and did a plug chop, and checked out the plug. And I wish I would have, I shouldn't have cleaned the plug off before filming this, but when I pulled it out, it was white as white can be. And so what that means, if you're not familiar, is that this thing is very, very lean, which is not good at all. So what I did is I got on my Vortex back here, and you can see those Vortex knobs in there. And so there are 3 knobs over here on this side. So there's 1 back here, there's 2, there's 3, and then this one over to the right there, that is the map selector. So this thing has 10 different maps on it. Right now it is on map 4, and then all of the trim settings, the fuel trim settings, were on 5, which is just middle of the road, about where they should be. And so that's where they were all set. So I decided I was just going to bump the fuel up a little bit across the board. So I bumped up to 7, I believe, across the board. I went out, I did another plug chop, exact same thing, white as can be. So I turned it all the way up to 10, which is the biggest fuel increase you can do, which I believe would be 12.5% fuel increase across the board. And when I did that, still white as can be. And so what that means is That exhaust that I took off 100% was a slip-on. This is a full exhaust, and so what that means is apparently a full exhaust makes a lot bigger of a difference than I thought it would. So I guess I didn't really know what the plug looked like beforehand. I assume it was good though, because like I stated in a previous video, when I would start it up and rev it when it was cold, I would get some black smoke. It would puff some black smoke, which usually means rich. So plus this thing wasn't ever running hot, so I don't believe it was lean. So it was probably pretty darn good. So basically what this means is I need to get this thing tuned / I need to figure out what maps are on it, and really the only way I can do that is take it to someone who can tune it. So, okay guys, another interruption to the video. This is my last update for this video because I got it figured out. So, big thanks to some Facebook friends for helping me out, specifically Harrison Baird. He races Extreme and a lot of the other series around here, but he's big into the YFZs, and so after putting out a feeler on what was going on, I figured out that actually it sounds like the majority of these Vortex's maps 1 through 9 are what come from Vortex, and then map 10 is like the only one that they leave open for custom tunes. And so pretty much everyone I talked to, Harrison mentioned it, another buddy, Zach Spillman, he mentioned it, and then 2 other people, Ronnie Rice, guy that I've been talking to on Facebook, and one other guy, they all recommended the exact same tune, and it was map 9 and then just 5 for fuel trim across the board. And I put that on, and it seems to have fixed it. So you guys won't be able to see this because I was having trouble seeing it just with my own eyes. And so basically, when the plug was white as can be, I went ahead and cleaned the end off. And then I have since done a couple more plug chops, and you guys probably won't be able to see it. Let me see if I can. GoPros are really bad at focusing, but basically what you probably can't see right now is the very tip is like a darkish brown color, which is exactly where you want it to be. So you want kind of a brownish tint. That's kind of the perfect area of where you want your plug to be. So black means it's rich, white means it's lean, brownish area, that's just about perfect. So that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna send it from here, and hopefully we'll be good. I'm hoping I'll get a little bit of ride time in on it before the race, but it just rained more today, and so I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. We'll see. But anyway, hopefully I got this figured out. Hopefully we're good and ready to go for the race season. So, or for the rest of the race season, round 2 of Extreme. If not, we'll probably find out pretty quick, and I may be putting another top end on this thing. But I think it's good where it's at because that's what everyone's recommended, and it seems to be running good like that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to send it into round 2 like this and call it good. So now I'm done updating you for this video. This is the actual end of this video. I've already filmed like 3 outros that you guys didn't see, but this will be the actual outro. So I want to thank you guys for coming and watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this YFZ journey. I'm learning as much as I can about these EFI YFZs, and it's been a lot of fun, but it's also been frustrating at some points. But we're gonna get it, and eventually we will figure this machine out. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I have. It's been a good time, and I want to thank you guys for coming and watching. I really do appreciate it. And just a big shout out to all my sponsors that you guys will see at the end of this video, the video that goes across right at the end, my outro. All those sponsors make this possible, and I'm really glad that all of them jumped on board for this year. And so go check those guys out. Any of the products they make, I am happy with them, and there's a reason that I run most of these products. It's not just because they give me a discount. I'd be running these products no matter what, but then I just happened to, I was able to get the sponsorship of them. And so definitely endorse these companies and all the products that they make. So big shout out to all of them, and go check them out. I'll quit rambling at this point. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.